Hopefully everybody has had a nice week. Hopefully you're ready for some crafty shenanigans. I am Shannon Smith. I am the the inspiration team director of BrutusMonroe, and so I have something really fun I want to share with you. Sorry, it's taking me just a minute to get situated. Oh, I can see we're starting to get some people on. So this week I wanted to do something fun for Halloween. And I've had a stencil in my collection for a little bit. I got it about a month ago, and it's just been kind of, I have a basket that I keep things in that are new to me. Hi, Mary. Or that I want to try using that I haven't used even if I've had it for a little bit, if I haven't used it, I like to keep it in this little basket. And I like to keep that basket small so that I know I'm using everything. So I had this stencil that I wanted to try out, and it's glowing faces, and it's really fun. You can make a slimline card with this. You could do all kinds of things. One thing I thought would be really cute to do with this that I'm not doing tonight, but I do think it would be really cute is, have you ever made those paper bags that you can line your like your walkway with when the trick-or-treaters come? If you cut a little hole in the back, you could probably just put one of those little what are they, flameless candles in there. Anyway, I thought this was kind of fun. Oh, well, white bags would be cute too. But let's work on what I did decide to do. All right, I'd like to say hi to a few people. Hello, Mary. Hello, Donna. How are you guys doing? You have that one? Oh, yeah, a banner. I actually thought of that too. I'll show you. You can kind of get a preview. Hi, Tina. How are you? So I'm going to go ahead. Darren, am I good to switch the camera yet?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera view. So bear with me for just a second while I give you a ride. And I moved things over on my table, so I just want to make sure everything is situated properly. I think I kind of just need to know where I'm working. I think we're good. I think everything.
That's good.
I could maybe shift a little bit to the right. Yep. Okay. So you can kind of see what we're going to be playing with today. The first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and work on the little background panel really quick, and we'll just get that out of the way. We're going to use the new Webs stencil. I love this stencil. This stencil is really fun because you can go all out and make this the main focal point and make it all cool. Or I'm going to use it really subtly. I just want a hint of the webs to show. So I'm just going to line that up here. Actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of pixie spray. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of ink blending, I didn't worry about, I put this paper down so I could just kind of get it everywhere. Okay. I didn't want to stop and clean. I just want to go for it for right now. So I'm just going to take, I'm going to see what's in my brush already because I really want a very light layer. This is Black Soot Distress Oxide. And I'm just taking my blending brush and I'm just doing just a really faint layer. I don't even know if you can see it on the camera because I'm just using what's in my brush. If you don't have anything in your brush, you could always put a little bit in it and then use your paper to kind of blot that out a little bit. But I really wanted this to be subtle because there's a lot that's going to be going on with this card. Okay, so see how that worked? So it just gives just a hint, which is, I think, fun. So I'm going to go ahead and move the stencil out of the way. And then let's do the other part of what I want to do to this little panel. You get to see my ugly bucket. It gets a little uglier all the time. One of these days I'm going to have to scrub it out and start again. So I'm just using, I have these, they're just acrylic paint. And I am just going to, you could just use whatever acrylic paint you have. I'm just going to use them. These have a spray nozzle. Sometimes I'll get a brush and dip it, but you know, sometimes I just use the nozzle itself. It works just fine for me to do a little bit of splatter. And I'm just tapping it. I was kind of going for a little bit more on the right-hand side. It's a little hard to control splatter, but you can kind of. And now I'm using white. And I like to use acrylic paint sometimes just because it's a little more opaque. So that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'd probably just use the white chroma mist and do the very same thing. Okay, so that can dry now. We've got that all squared away. And I think I'll just leave it in the bucket so I don't lay anything in it. And we can move on to the next step, which I think we will go ahead and do our well, what are these? I think they kind of look like sugar skulls, and they kind of look like jack-o'-lanterns, so I figure they're kind of sugar skull jack-o'-lanterns. Now this pumpkin, I sized out. I tried a few, I did a little trial and error, and this pumpkin is actually a free, I don't know if it's free, I think it might be free right now. You'll have to look for sure. I know if you're a subscriber that
if you're a subscriber, it's 99 cents. If you're not.
Okay, if you're a subscriber, it's free. If you're not a subscriber, it's 99 cents. And it's an SVG on the BrutusMonroe site. This is called Great Pumpkin. And I just used the bottom layer. I didn't even worry about the top layers because we're just going to do it right on the base. Let me just grab a little bit more spray just because I want to make sure this is nice and snug when I put it on. And we're just going to use, so one thing I will tell you, I was going to tell you what size. Sorry about that. I adjusted it on my Cricut. I don't know all of the other machines, so I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not much help on that. But I sized the width to 4.5. So if you do that, then the height will adjust automatically. And, as long as you don't have the little thing at the top unlocked, it's locked unless you move it. So you should be okay. And 4.5 will fit the faces perfectly. Now, one thing I tried last night, just playing around, I was originally going to try to do 3 cards, and then I remembered how often I run out of time. So I decided to do 1 card and just concentrate on doing a good job on 1 card. But honestly, I don't think it would be very hard to do 3 very quickly. Sorry, I cleaned it off with a baby wipe and it has a little bit of the little fibers. I think I got them now. Okay, so you can see I'm just lining it up. And I will show you the other thing I wanted to show you. You can, if you're careful, I'm just going to line it up. I'm not going to actually use them, but I will show you. You can do all 3 for the step I want to do at the same time. You can, if you just make sure that you've got...
Michelle says hi.
Hi, Michelle. The stems in the right spot, because you obviously don't want to get the star on the purple. You can line them up so that you can do them all at the same time. So.
Crafted Design, Mara says hi.
Oh, hi, Olivia. How are you? Okay, so you can see that you can line them all up. But like I said, we're just going to make 1. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I wanted you to see that you could do that. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to grab a couple of Post-its. I have some that are nice and festive for the season. In my stash, I found those. I thought that was kind of funny.
Crazy Cat Lady said those faces are cute. Can't wait to see the final results.
Oh, yeah. I think they're fun too. I hope that I don't disappoint you. Okay, so now we've got the little spots on our pumpkin covered up that we don't want to have colored. And so the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to take some of our alabaster pigment ink, and that's what our first step will be with that. So I'm just using a blender brush with it, and I'm just going to put down a layer of the alabaster ink. And Darren is putting up a link. It will have all of the things that I use in it. Thank you, Darren, by the way, for moderating, as always. So what is everybody up to this weekend? Are you guys doing any crafting? Now, if you want a more, the more of the white you have on there, the more opaque the white is, the more the next step will show up, because we're going to put ink on top of the white. So depending on how vivid you want your, I don't like those Post-its. These ones are stickier. The novelty has worn off.
Kelly said it would be if I had this stencil, LOL.
Oh, I see. It is a fun stencil, isn't it? And if you had those cute little, those little pumpkin pie pumpkins, those would be cute to use with the stencil. Heaven knows I don't carve pumpkins. I always paint pumpkins because me with a big knife trying to carve a pumpkin, I just see disaster written all over that. So you could do more than one layer. What I was saying is if you let it dry and then you do another layer, depending on how many layers and how much you make the white, how many layers of the white you do, that's going to decide how vivid your ink is going to show up, which is the next step that we're going to do.
Olivia's crafting and just relaxing, no plans.
Oh, Olivia, that's a nice Friday night.
Tina has several projects planned for the weekend.
Tina has several?
Tina, yeah.
Tina, that sounds fun. I have some, but one of my biggest ones is just to get my craft room organized a little bit again. I feel like it's my forever project. I'm bribing Benji to help me. I get really far on it, but I just don't ever have enough hours in the day. But I've got like the bones of it how I want it. I just have to get everything finished. And we just did a bunch of fall samples. And so I undid a lot of things doing that. I kind of go crazy when I do a bunch of samples at once, and my craft room reflects that. So now you could either air dry that if you wanted to, if you're a patient person, if you have something else you want to do, that's great. But if you're live, you don't want to do that. So we're going to take it off, and I'm going to attempt to replace it in the right spot. So bear with me. But I'm just going to take my heat tool and dry our ink. And honestly, I think it's cute like this. You could stop right there and have just a cute pumpkin just like this. I didn't wait long enough for my, I'll tell you in a sec, hang on. Just want to make sure it's dry before we do the next couple of steps. Okay. So, if you let your pixie spray set up a little bit, then you won't get this. I've got a little bit of something on there. And that's all right. We'll be playing around with it anyway. I'm gonna add a little ink around the edges.
Like that.
I agree. See, look how fun. You were talking about a banner. Can you imagine just doing black and orange banner, just going back and forth? I think that's cute all by itself. But we gotta try all the things. So we are going to, let me just wipe this off really quick. I'm going to use a paper towel since last time my baby wipe left some fibers behind. What was that?
You use a glow in the dark.
Yeah, the glow in the dark chroma glaze would be cool with it, or the embossing powder, either one. Okay. Just want to wipe that down a little bit.
Donna says cute.
I like it too, guys. I think it's just a fun stencil, just really cute. Okay, and I like the eyebrows on this one. They cracked me up. Okay, so I honestly think it's okay if it's off a little bit because it just gives it more like highlight. But hopefully I'm pretty close. And I'm just gonna just let that Post-it go and use my ones that work better. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some colors. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. This is Squeezed Lemonade. And I am going to... Lunar Paste would be awesome. I thought about that too. I think Lunar Paste would be very cool. Okay, so I've got these are detail blending tools from Ranger. They are on the BrutusMonroe site. They'll be in the link. These are just the best thing ever when you're doing little details like we are. So I'm just going to use this right now for the star. And I'm just kind of, what's the word, patting the ink on. I could blend it, but I kind of want to get a little bit more ink on there because I am using it against such a dark cardstock. So that is why I'm doing it that way. So we'll do the star, and let's do these little swirlies at the bottom in the yellow. These ones I'll have to do a little bit like this just to get in there, get in all those grooves.
Michelle said she has a troop end of year and bridging picnic tomorrow, so she's frantically trying to finish everything.
Oh, Michelle, yes, that sounds like a lot of work. How fun though. Okay, so we're done with yellow. We'll move on to a different color. Let's do our orange. This is Carved Pumpkin. I thought that was probably pretty appropriate. So we're going to do, let's do this little dot down here. And let's do the little flower part around the eyes. And these little detail blenders make it so much easier to not bleed into the other areas. I think patting it on also helps that. You have a little bit more control. So I spent the morning with my son. He had some surgery this week and he's doing really good though. I saw him a couple of days ago and he was definitely more mobile today and more himself. So that's good news. It was his first surgery ever. So he was kind of nervous about it. He did really well though. Okay, we are done with that one. So now let's move on to our next color. Let's use, this is Twisted Citron. And we are going to use this one. Let's use this one for the mouth. Let's see, there it is. Okay. So have any of you guys, I don't know if there's any left. I know they were really limited, but there was a Halloween box released. And I'm wondering how many of you were able to take advantage of that cool box. so many fun things in that box. I love that paper pad. It's so cute. Okay, so we've got the mouth done. So we're on our last color, and we'll do all the rest of it in purple. This is Wilted Violet. So we'll do all of these fun little, we'll do the eyebrows.
Mary said she couldn't, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. But yeah, it's got some really cute things in it. I don't even have the whole box, but I thought that graveyard glaze, I think that's what it was called, looked like a lot of fun. What was that, hun?
Tina said she didn't get one either.
All right, let's see. We just need to do these little guys on the side and the little hearts in the center of the eyes. And hopefully we can do it without getting any of the orange in there. Oh, my dogs are in from outdoors.
Donna said Woody's even watching with her.
Hi, Woody.
Mary said she loved that glaze too.
Yeah, it looks like fun, huh, Mary? All right. Okay, so the hardest part of this is done. And I'm just going to take our pumpkin off again. Hopefully not smearing it at all. And we'll reveal the pumpkin. But there is one more step I want to do that will just kind of step it up a little bit more. But look how much fun that is.
Woody says hello.
All right. Let's just wipe down our stencil again really quick. And
Donna, the crazy cat lady, said love it.
oh, thanks you guys. Isn't it fun? And you saw how fast and easy it was. I mean, really, it's not too hard. I just need to get my stencil clean and I'll do the last step for our pumpkin, and then the rest of the card is going to come together super quick.
Olivia said Brittany loves the shine.
I think it's fun too. You know, it's probably not going to shine once I dry it because right now the ink is just wet. I used a lot of ink because I was blotting the ink on. But yeah, you know what you could do? I will show you the next step, and then after that step, you might be able to add embossing powder, but I'm going to add some gel pen. I'm not sure if the embossing ink would smear that. You would have to be careful of that. But let's dry our ink really quick. Because as I...
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Olivia, you can see that it goes matte, but the stress ink, you know how that is. Okay, so now we can add our gel pen. So I'm just gonna do my best to, like I said, it's pretty forgiving. If you're off just a little bit, it's not gonna be a big deal, but I am trying to get as close as I can to lining it up. And I am not going to trace every little bit, but I do want to have some of the features stand out a little bit. So I'm just using a white gel pen. And I'm just going to do a few of the highlights here. So I have to remind myself to slow down because if I go too fast, then I'm going to end up not tracing it very well. Oh, thanks, Darren. I'll be careful. Okay, so now I'm going to do the heart eyes. And your white gel pen is likely to do what mine's doing, and that is that it's going to take on the ink. So it'll just kind of be lighter than the ink. And that's okay. It's still going to highlight just like you want it to. If you want to wait longer for your ink to dry, you might have more success in keeping it white, but I don't mind it being the same color. And we'll do the mouth, and then we'll leave the eyebrows and some of the other things. I don't think we need everything highlighted. I think we'll just do some of it. The nice thing about stenciling with a white gel pen is you can go over it more than once and it doesn't look like you went over it more than once, like it does when you're just writing with it for some reason. Some people are just amazing with white gel pens. Kelly on our design team, she can do some pretty cool details. I like a white gel pen, but I am a lot more conservative because I don't have the skill that she does on that. She goes all out. Okay, I think that's enough with our gel pen. So let's see what that did for our design. See, it's fairly subtle, but it made a difference. I think it makes it stand out a little bit more. So now we can actually put our card together. So let's get our little, I grabbed our little panel that we've already done. And the next step that I'm so excited that I remembered to do beforehand, because I always end up thinking about it after the fact, but we're going to put our sentiment on right now and cross our fingers that all goes well, since we're using it right on the panel. I think it'll be okay. So I'm just using my Raven ink. And it says Happy Halloween. And this sentiment is from the All Occasions stamp set. Oh, sorry, that's not what it's called. It's called Occasional Greetings. This is awesome. This is a must-have. This is something you're going to want in your collection.
What sentiment says that?
This is called Occasional Greetings. It just came out for Create Your Own Ending. So it's fairly new, but it has everything you can think of. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got even autumn, you've got wedding, you've got a thank you, you've got Easter, just lots and lots of occasions on here. So this is definitely a good staple for your collection. Okay, so we've got the Happy Halloween, and I can almost guarantee I'm going to want to stamp this more than once.
You just gotta get that one.
Yeah, it's a good one, definitely. I like a nice bold sentiment. So we may stamp it a few times. One more time and I think we'll be good. Okay. Yes, that looks right to me. So we will get our panel out and So I've just got this purple that we're going to use. And you know, I love mattes. I do. I just like the way a matte looks on a card. I just think it makes a card look finished. So we're going to matte it a few times. And then this little strip of paper is from the Happy Haunting paper collection. So we, that I cut down to, looks like, so this one I know is 5 inches across and looks like it's 4.5 inches this way. So 5 here, 4 this way. This one's 5 square, pretty sure. Let me double check now that I said that. Yep, 5 inches square. This one is probably 5.25. Yep, 5.25 square. And then we're going to put it all on a 6x6 card base. And this is one of our pre-scored, pre-cut card bases, which are one of my favorite things. Okay, so let's, you know, I'm going to use glue because it does give me a minute or two to make sure everything is straight. So we will do that. And even then, it probably isn't exact, but you know what? That's okay. All right, so now, I got stuff sticking to me. We will just kind of line up the I just wanted a little bit of a border on the top and the bottom. And now we can put our last little, let's see where our pumpkin's going to hit. So we know kind of, in fact, I probably should have moved, I just assumed the Halloween would fit there, but I think if we move our pumpkin up a little bit, it'll fit pretty good. I think about right there is okay. So yeah, we'll keep this guy kind of around there. Darren says he's sorry for all the hacking. Poor guy. We both had a cold a few weeks ago, but he's still got that cough, that nagging, lingering cough. I still have a little bit of sniffle, but I'm not coughing or anything. I think mine's allergies, actually. Okay, so now we've got this little guy that I think I just want to add just a little something something there. And we will... Okay, this is one of my favorite things to do with those little pieces of ribbon that aren't really big enough to tie a bow, but they make you feel kind of bad to get rid of. Unless you're better than me at throwing things away, which you probably are. But then I like to watch for just little clips. If you go to like the dollar section of some of the stores, they always have cute little things like that. Even just dollar stores have cute little clips a lot of times. So that's kind of a fun way to add just a little detail on your card. I feel like that kind of finishes him off. And I think we'll add some foam. Let's have him stand out a little bit. Okay, maybe we'll put one on the stem just to, whoops. All right, before I forget, I'm gonna put my pin in my bottle. If I can master my hand-eye coordination, that is the trick. Okay.
The dimension is great.
Who said that?
Liv?
Yes, I love dimension. It just makes your card more interesting. Now, just because I've got this kind of a big space, it's probably fine, but just to be extra sure that I don't get that dent in the middle, I'm not even going to take the paper off. I just want to give it a little more security as far as not sinking in the middle when I adhere it. Okay, I took all of those off. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you've taken them off or not. Oh, I almost forgot something. Did you see that? I caught it just in time. I just want to take my brush that has the white ink in it and just very lightly, I don't want to go crazy. I just want to add a little bit of ink around the edge. Maybe that will kind of camouflage what I did here.
Mary said she likes him a little cockeyed.
Yeah?
Yeah, looks good and off-centered.
I think everything I make is a little cockeyed, whether I want it to be or not. All right, I think that is plenty of ink. And now we can put him about right there, I think. And I like how the happy fits right in that little curve of the stem. And now we can just add it to our card base. And usually I would have, I wanted the white space on this. Typically I would have have the mat go out a little bit further, but for this guy, I kind of liked it in a little bit. So I didn't cut my mat as big. So you do you, but that's what I liked for this. Now, I don't think, because this kind of clip, I don't think is really that big. I think it'll go down just fine. But if you have a clip, like I have these clips that have like a little hinge, so it makes it stand off the paper a little bit more. See? So that's when you would want to definitely pop it up a little bit so that it lays flat against your, or at least that it's sticking to your card well and that you don't have a big weird dent on it, if that makes sense.
Crazy Cat Lady said super cute.
Ah, thank you. Crazy Cat Lady, I'm sorry, I don't know your first name. I'm not sure if, I probably know who you are if I know your name, but I will call you Crazy Cat Lady for now because I'm not sure. Okay. There we go.
Cheryl, LOL.
Okay, Cheryl. I didn't want you to feel like I was ignoring you. Okay. I don't.
She's usually silent.
Well, I'm glad that you spoke up today, Cheryl. Thank you. All right, so let's kind of tear this off because it's dirty and the only thing is it keeps the light, the reflection of the light off. But I want to show you how much fun that is.
Donna F said she loves this card.
Isn't it fun? And it was really easy. The only thing I did beforehand was I did cut it out on the Cricut ahead of time. But when I did it, I used it on a 12 by 12 paper, and I was able to get 6 on a sheet, 5 on a sheet. 5 on a sheet easily, 6 if you're really okay with shifting things crazily. You can fit them in there, but you definitely have to finagle it just right. And once again, I cut the pumpkin SVG. It's called Great Pumpkin. It's linked in the link that Darren put up. And I sized it up to 4.5 for that first measurement, which I believe is the width. That one is 4.5 and the other one will take care of itself. So that will get you the right size to fit all 3 of those faces. And the only one I would say you might want to do a little bit bigger is this face, because this is how, I mean, it fits pretty tight on there, but it does fit if you want all your pumpkins the same size. And then you could just do a whole garland.
Cheryl said she wishes there was a die for it.
I know, it's so fun, huh? But the nice thing about the SVG, if you do have a die cutting machine, is it's definitely affordable. So it's 99 cents if you're not a subscriber, and it's free if you are a subscriber. But yeah, if you want to cut a whole bunch of them, you can do them in different colors. You could do them all black or whatever color. And just, you can see how much fun that is to just put a bunch together. You could do a set of cards, which I thought about doing, but then I just wasn't sure how fast that was going to be. I didn't realize I was pretty quick today.
Well, Lydia said you maybe dust off a Cricut and try this.
I think it's worth a Cricut dusting off. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. Sorry, I was going to flip the view, but I do have one more thing I wanted to put on that, and that is, it wouldn't be one of my cards almost if I didn't do this. Let's put a little bit of bling on there. I've got these little jewels. These are Doodlebug. I think we need a couple of jewels. I'm just trying to decide what color I want. Do I want black or purple or maybe even green? Purple? All right. Darren will always pick purple. That is his favorite color. Let's try it this way. We could even do more than one color, but I think I'll stick with one.
That would make cute refrigerator magnets.
Oh, that would make cute refrigerator magnets. That doesn't look like purple. That's not. I think they'd be cute on just little treat bags. Even, I mean, if you just got little lunch bags and put these on them, that would like totally escalate them into something really cute. So many things you could do. You could make a treat topper. You could do different sizes for different things, of course. These would be cute if you did smaller ones. Well, you couldn't do smaller ones with the faces. So just never mind on that. But if you wanted to do these with like a square sucker, you know, the ones that come in the square wrapper, that would be really cute. Lots of fun things you could do with that. All right, I'm going to flip the view so I can say goodbye properly. All right. Okay. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that it gave you some ideas for some of your Halloween crafting. And I hope that you have fun this weekend. Hopefully you have something planned where you'll get to be creative. And I have plans already in my brain for next week, and I am excited to share them with you.
With a pocket for candy.
A pocket for candy, that would be really cute. You could even put like a little gift card or something on the back. So many things you could do. All right, now I'm going crazy because my brain is going in that direction of all the things you can do. But I did want to say I have next week's is already kind of in the works. So I'm looking forward to playing with you guys, and I will see you then. Have some fun crafty shenanigans this weekend, and I will see you next weekend. Bye.